Uh-oh. Gearbox panders to the modern audience. Borderlands 4 is queer, apparently. I already knew that. Borderlands 3 was like pushing into queerness. I bet Borderlands 4 is like straight up, you've got a mission about a kid realizing he's gay now. Or really, he's been gay the entire time. We're gonna talk about how toxic straight white men are. Anyway, what happened? What's going on with this? Dr. Disaster.
What's up, space pirates?
That's me, I'm a space pirate.
This is your Admiral, the obviously awesome Dr. Disaster. And yesterday, we talked about the social media post from the official Rainbow Six X account where they talked about men's mental health.
Oh, did they make a pride post today?
Awareness Month instead of the nauseating crap that we are usually exposed to every June.
You have put a smile on my face.
Yeah, people really seem to respond.
Are they just replacing June? June used to be Pride Month, now it's gonna be Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Might as well call it Men's Pussy Month.
Well to this. A lot of people on social media have been comparing what they posted on X this year to their Pride Month tweet from last year. This is what they said last year, talking about lifting up queer voices and that sort of thing.
But it's not a working day. What do you mean? They didn't make a post because it's not a working day. Even though last year was also not a working day and they still posted something.
And as you can see at the bottom of the post, they got about 420,000 views with only 1.5 thousand likes on this pandering nonsense. But look at the bottom of this post, talking about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, got them 1.4 million views and 30,000 likes. Gamers have spoken. And as for anyone still...
Good job, gamers! I knew you could do it, I knew you had it in you. All you had to do is just not accept the woke bullshit.
Pumping out this Pride Month pandering, it's clear what they are.
The sheep, mere sheep.
And that appears to be exactly what Gearbox is, a bunch of pitiful sheep, because look at their Pride Month profile on X right now. Gearbox...
Out of everybody. Can they not read the room? Out of everybody, Gearbox is the one to do it. Gearbox and Halo. Or Gearbox and Bungie, I mean. Borderlands and Halo. They're fucked. The franchises are dead. The people that you loved on these games, in these games, they're not there anymore. Claptrap from Borderlands ain't there. Handsome Jack ain't there. Randy Pitchford's a weirdo. Halo, it's not even the same company. Hey, man, it goes deep with Halo. 343 is a broken version of the 343 that released Halo 4. And that was a broken version of Bungie, who is now a broken version of themselves previous, who are money hungry and can't stop stealing content from people, not even the same companies. I can't wait for their crash and burn.
Is gay, folks, and they want you to know it. They've got that ugly ass flag posted right next to the ad for Borderlands 4.
Yeah, and I know what they're all about. They don't care about gay people. They probably say they do. They probably individually do. The company itself does not care about gay people. Only cares about pandering and making as much money as possible. Well, let me tell you, that ain't how you do it anymore.
Not impressed.
Now, I don't know who needs to hear this over at Gearbox, but these people absolutely suck at messaging, because this is not the optics they need right now. It all starts at the top.
Well, wait, what's with the yellow part with the purple circle? I've not seen that. Every time I see this stupid flag, it's got something different on it.
But their jackass CEO, Randy Pitchford, and his inability to talk to normal people.
And he really, really likes pee-porn.
The dude stuck his foot in his mouth a week or so ago talking about how true fans would pay the $80 if they decided to make
Do you guys not have $80? Do you not have phones? Same thing.
Borderlands 4 cost that much. He was ripped to shreds for that. And now we have this stupid shit here. Let's be honest, only the modern audience is going to be happy with this. And
guess what? Something about the modern audience. They don't play games. They don't watch your media. They watch trash TV and like regular stuff like everybody else. They actually don't care. They'll pretend they care online on Twitter and be like, yeah, that's great. I love this. I'm gonna buy Borderlands 4 and play it every second of every day and buy all the DLC and skin packs. And then they never do.
Honestly think that someone like this is going out and spending $80 on a video game.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
Yeah, people like that are playing games like Stardew Valley. Nothing against Stardew Valley. I love Stardew Valley. But they're playing games like that. They're playing like cozy games. Because they're always all about their feelings. And they like feeling comfortable and cozy.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video.
I don't like the way this looks. I did it first. I like the style of it. I don't like how it looks like Unreal Engine generation with like using AI. It looks like AI.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and consider supporting the channel by becoming a member for as little as $5 per month. There is a Space Pirate cartoon on the way for members, and channel members already received early access to the audiobook of the first part of the novel that I've written, a dark fantasy story called The Darkest Heritage. Speaking.
Why is this so flat? The colors are incredibly flat and like barely there.
Of which, I'm releasing that audiobook on Friday afternoon for the public at large, narrated by yours truly, by the way, so make sure to check that out. I've gotten great feedback on the book thus far, and it will be available to purchase on Amazon in the near future. But alright, let's talk about the absolute stupidity that Gearbox is engaged in with their bumbling method of communicating their messages. As I said, Randy Pitchford, the CEO of the company, really stepped into it a couple weeks ago when he said this shit here in response to a gamer pleading with him to make sure the game doesn't cost $80. Like
all these companies have to do, all these people have to do is just not say anything. Just don't do anything. Just keep going as you've gone the entire time up until COVID. Or I guess up until Borderlands 3. It shouldn't have even done Borderlands 3, really. They should have just ended it at Borderlands 2. The pre-sequel was pretty fucking bad. But it just got worse from there.
So many other games that are being made these days. He said it isn't his call, and then, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1990.
Yeah, back when games were a spectacle, and it was much more difficult to make games. Now it's not difficult to make games, they just have to generate them bigger and bigger and bigger because it's easy to make games.
When I was just out of high school and working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen.
That's very specific and probably bullshit. Whenever people get really specific like that, it's usually bullshit.
To say that this was optically poor is a massive understatement. They have been under fire at Gearbox from gamers of all kinds ever since. There aren't many game studios that are still doing this Pride Month pandering shit this year. Even Ubisoft, as we discussed yesterday, has gotten away from the Pride Month posting, at least so far. Here are a bunch of studios who, thus far, have not added any rainbows. Naughty Dog, Rockstar,
Man, I figured Rockstar would have done something, or CD Projekt Red. Not even Embracer Group? Weren't they like Sweet Baby Inc., or maybe they had a deal with Sweet Baby Inc.?
Ubisoft Montreal, Saber Interactive, and to be clear,
Even Obsidian didn't post about it. That's wild.
I would have been shocked if they did it, but we also got EA, id Software, Epic Games, CDPR, Embracer, Bandai, Obsidian. They all got the memo that this shit has run its course quite clearly. There are still some stragglers. Halo posted this crap here, but they
Yeah, they're so fucking cooked, man.
locked the replies because they know that they
Of course they locked the replies. Because they're fucking stupid pussies.
would have been shredded. Insomniac changed their profile pic on X.
Of course, Insomniac. They've been taken over by people from Sweet Baby Inc. They allowed Sweet Baby Inc. in and were intimidated by them, and they got taken over by weirdos.
Because they don't have a freaking clue, and this one is severely disappointing here. The Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 official subreddit has changed.
Yeah, I knew about this. I knew this was coming. Everybody loved this game, but it was actually woke garbage in disguise. There was gay stuff in it, and guess what? There was underage gay stuff in it. Get that shit out of here. That's disgusting. We don't need it.
Their avatar, embracing all of that gay controversy from earlier this year. I guess they figured, what the hell? Their game has already been released. They already have people's money. But Gearbox does not have people's money yet for Borderlands 4. And from the sound of things, the budget
Yeah, from the sound of things, they're not going to be making $400 million.
of that game is over twice the budget of Borderlands 3, which cost them around $140 million to make. This means Borderlands 4 needs to make back $300 million or so in order to break even.
Yeah, but they can't break even. They have to make profit. So 300 million is not what you're looking for. It's 400 million plus.
Even if they end up selling the game for that $80 price tag, this means that Borderlands 4 will need to sell around 5 million units at full price just to break even on the game. And I don't know about you guys, but I am not about to pay $80.
They need to sell 7 million units at least. This is what keeps happening. We already know this because of past games that were similarly priced $70 and were also similarly budgeted $300 million plus, and they needed to sell about 6 million, 7 million copies in order to make profit.
And support a studio that can't get the hint that we are sick and tired of all of this LGBT rainbow pandering. As more evidence that people are completely over this shit, look at this post here, where the ex-user Gigabear is celebrating that he ratioed Blizzard. The ex-account for Blizzard announced a new Pride shirt with the pink and blue trans colors written using what looks like a World of Warcraft font, and if you look near the bottom, you...
Has anyone ever noticed the pink and blue that they use are the children's pink and blue? What we generally use for children's colors? Anybody notice that? I have. I've noticed it. I noticed it a long time ago. It really tells you all about what they are and what they want to do.
can see that they got 82,000 views on the post, but only 172 likes. It is also worth noting that there are 439 replies, so they were ratioed in that way as well. And also, at the very bottom, Gigabear replied to Blizzard saying, "It's 2025, we don't have to do this anymore." And that reply has more likes than Blizzard, with 214, despite having only a fraction of the views at 2.3 thousand.
That's fucking crazy how many comments and likes this post got, actually, from a giant account like Blizzard. Nobody cares. That's what we've been saying this whole time. Nobody fucking cares.
The message is crystal clear for anyone other than those who simply refuse to hear it. This shit is massively unpopular. The masses are fatigued when it comes to this pride crap. So, this right here is optically very poor for Gearbox. They are associating their brand with something that people don't want. Maybe the strategy is to try to embrace the modern audience because they think that's the way they're going to sell their stuff. These companies are always doing analytics to monitor sentiment among gamers, and maybe they determined that the average Joe was checked out and wasn't going to get on board with Borderlands 4, especially at $80, so they figure that cozying up to the activist crowd is the only way to go. Or maybe the community manager for Gearbox in this account here is just a bloody idiot who can't read the room. In the next few days, it sounds like the price will be announced for Borderlands 4. This is definitely not the time to piss off a large section of gamers even more and turn them away from the company. But one way or another, they just couldn't help themselves.
Because the thought of making money on pandering is so enticing. But too bad they didn't get the memo that this stuff is going to start losing them money and they need to pull out. Everybody else, they read the room. They heard the warnings. And it probably faced a lot of pressure from investors.
And Randy Pitchford had even more stuff to say. He told people that when it comes to $80 games, that's just the direction the industry is going.
Yeah, and the direction the community is going is we're going to be buying $50 games. I think that's going to come back to the normal because $80 games for bloated, shovelware bullshit, nobody's going to buy it. For smaller games that really took time and passion to create, you're not trying to overinflate, those are the future. Because honestly, games are only $80 because they're huge spectacles that cost $400 million plus to make. And we don't need it. Why do we have to always have bigger and better than the last one? We got to keep churning out these franchises. Why can't you just make something new? Because you ran out of ideas. That's why you're making it bigger and better instead of making it new. Can't take risks. Except for now, taking a risk you don't know is a risk because you thought everybody was pandering. Turns out, nope, you're the only one left.
And it's a reality that gamers will have to accept. But here's the reality for studios like Gearbox to accept. You don't call the shots. Customers do. And we don't want you acting like activists. And many of us certainly won't be willing to pay $80 to support that.
Even if Borderlands 4 was going to be like a Borderlands 2, I'm not paying $80 for it. I'll pay $80 for everything. Like, if you give me season pass and I don't have to buy any more DLC and it comes with everything that the game could possibly come with, I could see myself paying $80. But I also don't pay for season passes. I just wait for everything to come out so I can get it in a bundle on sale for like $10.
But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your contempt for these bozos at Gearbox into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me.
Damn, dude. Gearbox is so fucking done. Randy Pitchford killed it. What happened, man? Where did it all go wrong? Somewhere around the pre-sequel. That's when it all went wrong. Whatever happened to Gearbox when that company came out? When that game came out, really fucked them up. But you know, you should have seen it coming. We should have seen it coming. When they completely fucked up that Alien Colonial Marines game so they can lie and say that they weren't making Borderlands 2, and they totally were. They used all the money and funds for that. I don't think they lied about making Borderlands 2. They lied about making Alien Colonial Marines really, really good while they were putting more funds and time into Borderlands 2. That was shitty. Got a great game out of it, but that was just the first sign that they're a shitty company, run by shitty people. That's all I got. Buy a t-shirt in the description. I'm out.